What's going on, guys? My name is Andrew, and today I'm here with Darwin and Roman, and we want to show you our latest flip project right here in Hamilton, Ontario. All right, so Darwin, this is a great looking property. Why don't you quickly tell us a little bit about it?
So yeah, actually this is an off-market property, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, single garage that we got here in Hamilton Mountain.
How much did you get it for?
So yeah, we got it for 430 grand.
430,000. That's a great price even in today's market, but this is townhouse condo, right?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, awesome. So we know what we're dealing with. What is it that you want to do here?
So yeah, we're just gonna do light touch up. We're probably gonna remodel the kitchen. We're probably gonna do the light fixtures, do some paint, change the flooring, change the bath as well.
Okay, so everything is staying where it is, but we're just going to refresh everything.
Yep.
All right, is this your first time doing this type of project?
No, so I'm a real estate investor and a real estate agent myself. And this is one of the few though that I'm doing myself.
All right, perfect. Let's take a quick look around and look at what the condition of the place is and see what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's start in the kitchen. What are we doing here?
Yeah, so basically we're just gonna do the countertops, change the cabinet. We're gonna keep the appliances because it's actually still in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
And then we're probably just gonna do an apartment size dishwasher on this side.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I really like that because, putting that dishwasher gives a lot of premium value here. And we talked earlier about, putting some custom cabinets there in the corner. It's going to be a really good use of the space. And you know what? Your appliances, they're stainless steel, they're new, so you save a lot of money on the rental right there. So we'll head to the living room next, but as we're heading there, I see this tile floor and there's a lip here. So what are we doing with the floor here?
Yeah, so I think with the flooring, we can either do a tile work or we can just do the LVP all throughout the living space. So you'll have a nice flow.
All right, so now we're walking into the living room and it's a big space, but there's a bunch of dividing walls here. Usually, the trend would be to open up this kitchen wall over there. What is the game plan with this section of the house?
Ideally, we'd want to keep it simple.
Do you know in terms of design style, what kind of design you're going to be? What color floors, how are you going to paint the walls?
Yeah, so we're just going to do on a modern royal oak floorings and probably just do a white wall and do pin lights as well.
We want to keep things simple because of the HOA. Now, why is that? Why do we want to keep it simple?
Because again, we're working with time, and time, obviously in real estate, time is money. Get the best profit out of it.
I even really like the fact that it has this nice big patio door going up to the back. It's a small backyard, but at least it's something and gives you what you need.
Yeah, when working on a flip like this, you always want to have this backyard space, especially for the family that's going to be purchasing it, especially with family that has dogs, have kids, so they have like this little section where they can hang out, do barbecue as well.
It's a nice space. The main floor is actually pretty good. We have these two spaces right here, which is like your pretty traditional living room. And what's untraditional is that you come into the kitchen. This is an older design, which is not my favorite, but we got to work with what we got. And then you have this step down over here into the washroom. Do we want to improve this? What are we saying?
Yeah, so we're just gonna change the vanity here, paint the entire washroom itself, change the toilet, and do vinyl floors as well.
Yeah, it's a small one. I actually wonder if this was an afterthought. I wonder if the previous owners, this was originally a coat closet.
So actually, based on the comparables, we always have the same bathroom on same layout.
All right, so this is standard because I've seen people they would just put one of these right in here and they're just like, hey, this is a great idea. I'm glad they have this. Okay, so we're gonna do that. What about the towels here, by the way? I don't know if we already talked about it, but what about the towels? Are we gonna be changing these out?
Yes, and just do a vinyl, nice flow all the way from the living room or dining room.
This is a lot of work to tear out.
That's actually true. All right, that's one thing that we want to consider. If we're just gonna put an LVP on top, that'll be too high compared to
Yeah, so that's the thing. So when you want to flick some elevation process, it actually seems like a relatively minor improvement for a pretty significant amount of work, but it might drive some people crazy when, things aren't the same level throughout the whole house. Now, this is actually a lot of work. Are you going to be involved in this project a little more intimately?
I'm just gonna be managing it on my end, basically looking after the renovation crew.
Got it.
Make sure the flow is timely manner.
If you have guys doing demolition and they're able to get all this done, then this can flow pretty quickly, especially if you couple it with the rest of the demolition throughout the whole place. Let's go check out upstairs. The stairs are actually pretty solid. What are you gonna do? Oh, these are oak stairs.
Yeah, so
are you gonna sand these down?
No, initially that's the plan, or just do an LVP on top, but it'll be more advantageous to just do a carpet as well.
Let's take a look at this. Upstairs, it feels in pretty good condition up here, but it feels very dated. Still feels a little older.
Yeah, there's a lot of like the light fixtures, the flooring as well. We're not gonna be doing a lot of work upstairs. We're probably just gonna do the trims, mainly the paint, and then change the flooring as well.
Okay, all right, and that'll keep it relatively simple. So you are gonna change trims out.
Yes, we're gonna.
Okay, so you're gonna change trims out and you're gonna be redoing the floors, which is a shame because these floors are actually in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
But it just feels old.
Yeah, exactly. And also when we're doing flips, we wanna make sure that the floorings downstairs kind of match what upstairs as well.
So the washroom here, it's a pretty good sized washroom. How much do we want to change?
With the washroom, it's very outdated as you can see. Even the tile work and the tile as well. So we're probably gonna change the tiles, change the tub as well. Do a his and hers vanity.
Oh, that'll be nice actually. Yeah, because
then
it is big enough, right? Because over here, if we look at how much space we got, we have like what? This is already 5 feet up to there. Plus you've got another foot here. Yeah, you can put like a 6-foot vanity. That's enough to have like 2 sinks in here. I think that'll be a huge value add. And then what about this? Change out these light fixtures. Do you want to add pot lights in here?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna add some pot lights here. Make sure because we've got enough height ceiling.
Yeah.
We want to make it pop.
Yeah, and if you're changing this out with a standard tub, you can also get like a nice soaker tub. You can also put like the sliding glass, and if you put a light in there too, that'll be like amazing, right? It'll make this bathroom top notch.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the bedrooms. Like this is the first one. Honestly, the first thing I noticed is the size of this bedroom is a really good size, especially in like today's standards, and it has storage. What do you think?
Absolutely. With this, we're not going to be doing a lot of work. Probably just change the flooring as well. Change the light fixtures. The doors we're going to keep, but we're going to change the door handles. Make sure it's more modern.
Yeah, just changing the fixtures, like a nice like flat light, like modern updated light here. What about the outlets? What are you doing with that? And the heat register covers?
Yeah, so the outlet, we're just going to change it to like a more modern cap.
Yeah.
And we're also going to change this to like a more modern.
Yeah, so just a straight up cosmetic refresh, nothing, we're not moving any walls, nothing significant. No. So we have 2 more bedrooms here, and they have their own closets, which is like, which is a premium these days. And so this one, is this the smallest one? Because I know there's one more over there.
And it's a much smaller room.
Yeah, it is. It's like half the size of the other one, but it's still a really good size. And also, you know what actually popped into my mind? You have popcorn ceilings.
Yeah.
What's your plan with the ceilings?
So we're just going to keep the ceiling as well.
Yeah.
Paint the walls, change the trims on the windows.
Yeah.
And keep the ceiling itself.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And same thing here, just going to change all the fixtures out, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
This one's even like a medium size. So you got like 3 really good sized rooms. That one's the smallest for like kids or something. They can have like the older kid or a teenager here, and then the parents could have that.
Yeah, they can even turn this into an office space.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I love that they all have closets, which is, I don't know, something I value these days as well. This quarter round trim, do you think you're gonna keep it, or are you gonna go for like a different style?
No, so we're just gonna keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, make sure we lower our costs for the renovation.
So what about the windows? Do you think you're gonna need to update them or change them?
Yeah, so basically with the windows, it's actually under the HOA. So that's one of the benefits as well with like living in a condominium corporation. So
Yeah.
we're probably just gonna change the trim, make it more modern.
Yeah.
But the window itself, we're just gonna keep it.
I was very surprised when I first came down to this basement because like it's already dry. It's pretty much already finished other than the flooring. I see the carpets ripped up. So this was pretty much, this section was finished. What is your plan with the basement? What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah, so again, we don't need a lot of work in the basement itself. So previously they have a carpet in here. As you can smell as well.
Yeah, we can smell it.
So we're probably just gonna rip this underlayment and do vinyl as well.
Yeah, and then if we come around the corner here, there's a little more space, and then we have your mechanical room here. So where are we stopping? Are we continuing with this? Are we gonna go all the way to the back? What's the game plan here?
So we're just gonna, as you can see, the floor is actually sloping. So we're just gonna do the vinyl all the way here and put a faucet door.
Yeah.
Just to kind of divide the utility room.
Okay, that's perfect. So we're in the utility room, and it's really tight in here. And also like you have like your furnace back to back with the hot water tank, then a sink, and then the washer. How far are you gonna go with the utility room?
Yeah, so in here, we're just gonna keep it simple. So we're probably just gonna have the washer and dryer facing that way. We'll do the plumbing for the washer.
Yeah.
And we're just probably gonna paint the floor.
Nice. Oh, that's a good idea. All right, so I see the garage's got some stuff in here. Is this an automatic opener?
Yeah, it's a mechanical garage door, and we actually got a nice insulated garage door in here as well.
That's perfect. Okay, so what's the scope of work for the garage here?
So in here, we're just gonna keep it simple. clean the room,
Yeah.
paint it, just keep it as is.
No, that's perfect. It's a good sized garage. You could fit a car in here, and you can still have, you know, some space for storage, right? To to put some shelving maybe in the back.
Absolutely.
Let's do a quick recap. Let's talk about battle plan and numbers. So far, we've decided that we're going to be tearing out the entire kitchen, putting a new one. We're going to be doing mostly the same to the bathroom upstairs. We're going to be refreshing the bathroom on the main floor, and those are some of the big ticket items aside from flooring. Flooring, we're going to be doing that to the entire place, right?
Yeah.
And then there's all the little things like the trims, the light fixtures, some of the electrical sockets, the outlets, things like that. And that's all things that we want to update. So it's a very, very, very cosmetic renovation, and then we're going to be making the basement a little bit more usable. How much do you think you're going to be spending to get all this work done?
All in all, we're probably gonna spend around 40 to 50 grand.
40 to 50,000.
Yeah.
Now, 40 to 50,000. Some people will say that that seems very cost effective, very cheap to get this amount of work done. Do you think that that's a cost effective price, or are you right on the money?
I think we're pretty much right on the money because again, we've got connections to like different manufacturers, and that's gonna save us a lot of money.
Exactly. And you're doing this frequently enough such that your price points are going to be pretty decent, all things considered.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, is 40 to 50,000 exactly where you expect to hit, or is that with like a margin of comfort?
That's with a margin of comfort. So we can probably lower it down to 40 grand, but we have that additional 10 grand just in case we see anything that included in budget.
Okay, perfect. How much do you think this entire kitchen is going to cost us in terms of just materials, cabinets, countertops?
So with the cabinets, we actually got connection with good manufacturers. So that's probably gonna cost us around 2 grand to 3 grand. And that's obviously an MDF or compressed wood. We've also got good connections for countertops. So we're just gonna do a countertop and a backsplash all combined together, and it's probably gonna cost us around 2 grand as well.
You see, people after hearing that, they're going to want to know exactly who it is that you're using, but you got to be connected in order to get those connections.
Exactly.
So that's a great price for all of this, you know, and I do think that if possible, we should take out the top section over there. I know we're just kind of opening up a can of worms of things to do, but like maybe even get a nicer aesthetic for the kitchen cabinets. Now, how many square feet is this property in terms of actual floor space that we'd have to replace with vinyl plank?
So this is around 1,300 square foot.
1,300 square foot. Now, what do you think is the price that you should be spending on good quality vinyl plank?
So in today's market, you can probably get it around $3 a square foot.
Yeah.
But again, if you've got good connection, you can probably lower it down to $2 or to $2.50.
I'm assuming that's your price, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so $2 a square foot. I think you're doing great over there. And now in terms of bathroom, upstairs and downstairs materials, how much do you think you're gonna run you?
So with the materials itself, we're probably gonna cost around this 4 to 5 grand.
$45,000. Okay, so let's add up some of the big things. We've now talked about kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and we talked about the flooring. Kitchen was 7,000. We talked about bathrooms now about 5,000, and then we talked about flooring should run us about 3,000, right? That's a total of $15,000 on the big ticket items. Painting, lights, miscellaneous fixtures like electrical outlets and a few other things. When you say it like that, it's actually pretty simple.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Yeah, I know. There's a little miscellaneous things that we gotta include. Like we didn't talk about the sink price, we didn't talk about faucets, talk about like wanting to do the AC outside, but these are all things that you might want to do. But you know, even as from everything we just discussed, everybody understands that it's usually materials times 2, that's your cost, right?
Yeah.
So we've already estimated that materials are gonna run us somewhere in and around $20,000.
Yeah, that's
right. So $40,000 is actually a pretty reasonable estimate.
Yeah.
What do you think we're gonna sell it for?
So yeah, in today's market, after refair value, we can comfortably go and sell it for $550K.
All right, okay, perfect. And is this property being purchased with a traditional mortgage?
Yes, it's gonna be going into as a primary.
Okay, perfect. And you say you bought it for $430.
430, yes. So we bought it for 430, but the caveat on this purchase is actually we're getting a $33,000 credit cash back from the seller itself.
You get a $32,000 cash back.
33.
$33,000. Okay,
$33,000.
why?
Basically, when we got the property, there was a lot of like belongings that was left behind.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is under the negotiation between the sellers.
Perfect. So you were able to negotiate that somehow, and that actually adds to your bottom line. So really, 430, you're actually getting it for 400.
400.
Right? And then if you're selling it for 550, you have a margin of $150,000 that you're working with here.
That's correct.
So all of our subtractions go from there. So now let's also subtract the $40,000 that we're estimating in labor costs and materials, or renovation essentially. And we also want to subtract lawyer fees, let's call it another 5K, realtor fees, approximately another 25,000.
So we also want to include the capital gain tax.
Yes, exactly. So the capital gains tax is going to be based on if you own it under a corporation or if you own it under a personal name. But basically with that taken into consideration, this is a smaller project. taxes stand to be anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000, depending on how that adds into your income tax rating. So all in all, the margins on this property can be anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000.
Just depending on the market, will be gonna be 6 months from now.
Exactly. And in 6 months from now, interest rates are coming down. Everything looks really positive. So I think this is going to be a really amazing project.
Fingers crossed.
Exactly. So with that being said, I think we're going to take a look at this project again as we approach closer towards the finish line. We're going to be very excited to see how this goes. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you to do projects just like this one, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so I'm a local real estate agent here in Hamilton and the GTA surrounding area. If you want to work with me and if you want to find more deals, just DM me below.
By the way, how long have you been part of our house flipping community?
So yeah, I've been working with Property Hustlers for almost 3 years now.
3 years. Time really flies. But honestly, seeing you do a lot of great work, and this is an amazing project to showcase.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if the number makes sense and you plan ahead, you're gonna make good things.
Yeah, I'd say you're very confident in your abilities right now.